I was born and raised down in Alabama, on a farm way back up in the woods. Wait a minute, that's not true. To be honest, I was born in Davenport, Iowa in 1954, to Jim and Laverne Scott. They already had 2 little girls. My sister Barbara was 7, and my sister Nancy was 5. I was born with a hole in my heart and what the doctors called blue baby syndrome. My family was told that I would never leave the hospital. 3 days later, everything just fixed itself. My sister Barb says that I was a miracle baby, and she's continued for the last 50-some years to treat me like a miracle baby. Want to get in an argument, maybe even a fat lip, tell my sister that I am not perfect, because she believes I am. When I was about 2, they decided I was normal. So we moved to Normal, Illinois. I grew up watching Leave It to Beaver on the television, along with Father Knows Best, Andy Griffith, and that was the world. I looked around Normal, Illinois, and that's the way it was. My mother was a good mother. My father was a scoutmaster. Yes, my mother vacuumed the carpet with high heels, a dress, and clip-on earrings. I don't think I saw my mother in pants until 1970s. Okay? After Bummer, I graduated from high school in 1992 from Normal Community High School. After bumming around for 2 years, going to Illinois State University, I joined the U.S. Army. I started my illustrious military career at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and found out I was not in Normal anymore. The people were not like they were in Mayberry. They weren't friendly. Not everyone was honest. Okay? And I had to take my Opie outlook and change it, but hopefully not very much. While I was in the Army, I was trained to be a teletype interceptor, which meant I intercepted teletype communications of our enemies. Later on, that turned into intercepting satellite communications and computer to computer. I had a prolix of duty assignments throughout my career. Some of the highlights were Augsburg, Germany, Sinop, Turkey. In 1985, I met my wife, Sarah. We were married, we went to Turkey, came back, went to Fort Hood. While I was at Fort Hood, we got a call saying, hey, you're up for a duty assignment. Do you want to go to Hawaii or do you want to go to England? Being magnanimous, I said, Sarah, where do you want to go? And she said, let's go to England. We did. It was horrible. Constant rain, cold, dreary, little bitty roads. But the one good thing that came out of England, after 8 years of practicing, Sarah got pregnant. And we had a perfect daughter in 1993. Last August, Sarah and I celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary. Dallas is now 17 and the pride of our lives. I retired from the Army in 1995 after 20 years, 1 month, and 11 days. In 1997, I came to work for IBAC. I now have the title of Vice President of Technology. I'm an active member of TSAE. I got my CAE in 2005. My political life, I've always followed politics. But 4 years ago, I found myself constantly hollering and screaming at the television. Okay? I was mad at the Democrats. I was mad at the Republicans. I was like, we need a third party. Okay? A party that believes in the beliefs that I grew up in Normal, Illinois, in that little bubble of Americana. A party that believed in the Constitution of the United States, the one that I swore to defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic, while I was in the Army. After seeing the country buy into the hope and change lies that were spewed by the candidate, listening that he'd been listening to a racist, anti-American preacher for years, surrounded himself by left-wing liberals in the media, sometimes communists that had bombed the Pentagon. Then he got elected. I mean, he went on to bow to foreign dignitaries. He went on to say, my country was not a Christian nation. He had the audacity he had the audacity even to talk about things that I just don't believe in. I decided a third party would not work. So I decided we had to work within the system. So I was looked at the Republican Party platform, and I agreed with that. The problem was that the people that the Republican Party was electing weren't following the platform. The grassroots in the Republican Party agreed with my values. Smaller government, those type of things. So I got involved. I became a precinct chairman. I started going to the Tea Party functions. I got behind candidates. Sure, some of the candidates may let me down. In fact, one of them already has. But you know what? He has a primary in a year. My goal, after keeping the computers up and running here at IVAC, is to get out and educate the masses on their responsibility. You don't just have the right to vote, you have the responsibility to vote and be an educated voter. That's why I joined Toastmasters, was to learn how to speak. 2 weeks ago, I spoke in front of the Business and Industry Committee over at the House. Okay, I'm glad none of you were there, because if I had had an all counter, boy, I would have been embarrassed. I really appreciate this group, and I hope that you will help me become a better speaker. Thank you.